most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as always, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. How the hell are you doing, brother?
Let's go. Doing great, brother. Great to see you, man. Feels like it's been forever, man. It's been too damn long. But I'd be remiss not to shout out the community, man. Great to see all of y'all. I know I've been a little MIA. Jive Turkey just been a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit sick. Make sure y'all are taking your vitamins, get your probiotics in, stay hydrated because it is a spooky season, baby. Let's go. Can't wait, brother.
That's right, baby. It is spooky season, folks. So beware. I absolutely love October. It's Halloween is my favorite holiday, which I know is kind of a weird one, but it's always been my favorite holiday. So it still is. And I decided as of yesterday that I'm going to do Sober October, which if you watched the Just Up Shakedown, you know, I did end up doing a shot as promised in honor of the Black Diamond getting the win. So Sober October started today. So no shots on this show, no shots until after we get back from Louisiana. I will be drinking when we go to Louisiana on the 18th. So that is when that will pick back up. Lazy Bed said, I am sick as shit. It's terrible. Oh, brother, hate to hear that, man. Hate to hear that. Hope you feel better soon. Welcome back, Nano, says Miss Mary. Welcome back to the chat, Miss Mary. Hope you're having a great time. Charlie, boom, roasted. Love seeing you in the chat. And Miss Mary, feel better, Lazy Bed. Yeah, feel better, Lazy Bed. Rest up, drink lots of liquids. I don't know what you got, but I hope it passes soon, my friend. And with that, my goodness, folks, we have one hell of a fight card to talk about today. UFC 320 is going to be an absolute banger from top to bottom, bottom to top. You can bet your ass the violence won't stop. So with that, I think we should probably go ahead and just break on into it, brother. Should we do the reverse order like we did that one time and start at the top of the card?
Ooh, my brother, that is spicy. Why not, man? Why not? I mean, are we going to keep the, all the sick people here in the chat, including myself? Are we going to keep everyone waiting? I don't think so, man. This is a little bit of a unique card, right? And I think before we dive any direction here, I think maybe we start with our hype meter, right? We got a UFC 320. We got a number 2 next to the main event. We got Mr. Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Magomed Ankalaev, coming in against the one, the only. Get your arrows ready and yell, come on! Alex Maheda's coming back in there to seal the title. But can he get it done? That is the question here, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we're no filter. And we're going to see what's up, man. We're going to tell it how it is. But my hype meter, my brother, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Looking at this card, I know we might start at the top, but even looking all the way at the bottom. Drake once said, started from the bottom. Now we here. And this is a banger, my brother. There's absolutely just so much talent throughout this whole fight card. A lot of fun stories. Can't wait to dive in with you. But I'm giving this a solid 9 out of 10 on my hype meter. What about you, brother? How you feeling? Gut reaction. Let the people know. And let us know in the chat as well, your number. How you feeling about this card?
I'll be honest, man. I'm right there with you. I'm at a 9 out of 10 for this card. I think this might be the best card of the year on paper. If not, it's at least tied for best card of the year, right? I have to go back and look at the pay-per-views to really get a feeler as to what else deserves to be tied with it. But man, this has every right to become fight of the year or fight night of the year. Because I mean, on the prelims, we've got Macy, Chiasson, and Yana Santos, Patchy mix, is on the early prelims. Fucking Punahele Soriano, who always delivers fun. The fight card is starting off with Veronica Hardy. Like on the other on the actual prelims, we have Jiu-Jitsu, right? Ju Sang Yu. We've got Chris Gutierrez. We've got Edmen Shabazyan versus Andre Muniz, which is a fucking banger. And then the main card, I mean, we're going to start with the main card, right? So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Starting at the top, folks, we're doing a reverse Drake. We're starting from the top and getting to the bottom. So light heavyweight main event of the evening between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. Man, oh manowitz, this one has everything. It has the hype of a rematch. It's got some bad blood. It's got a little bit of everything. And I couldn't be more excited for it, man. I couldn't be more excited for it. I'm wearing an Alex Pereira shirt. I'm obviously a big fan. But you'll find out soon enough that I'm not really siding with the man on my shirt, in which I'm repping. Nano, let you take the lead on this breakdown. How do you see this one playing out, and who's your dog in this race?
Oh, man, this is an absolute banger of a fight here. We're seeing the number 2 on the card, and again, because they did fight just 6 months ago. And if I'm being honest with y'all here, again, it is no filter. It's been a long time since I've seen my brother. We're just having an honest, proper chat here, and man, I mean, it was a little lackluster, to call it, best. I think we were all really hyped for it. The fact that there's 2 light heavyweights, they have Alex Pereira, that is, has so many finishes under his belt, really took over the UFC by storm, right? Multiple division champion. Like I've mentioned on a recent episode as well, or not so recent, I've been sick myself, a little MIA, like I said earlier, but we talked about some of our favorite fighters. You have the shirt. I like to think I have that aura. Okay, not really, but I love Alex Pereira, man. Let's be honest. He's one of my favorite fighters, and he's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, dare I say. And that's why I can't bet against him. I'm betting on the impossible. I'm betting on the slight underdog here, Chama, Alex Pereira. I think he finally finds the nuclear path, which is that left hand. He has the ultimate trump card. He has the ace of spades. He has Thanos's gauntlet with all the infinity stones in there. And I think that's going to have to be his best path to victory. He will be smart. And I think if he's really methodical, he will chop at the leg. He will make Magomed frustrated. And all it takes is one with Alex. Now, he knows Magomed's game, and they fought before. And if I'm being honest, I think if Alex just applied a little bit more pressure or was just willing to get in more exchanges, I think he could have found himself victorious. But Magomed's wrestling is an obvious problem. He is one of those Dagestani boys. Just look at the beard and look at the lack of a mustache there, and he's going to go out there and just wrestle you, right? He's going to give you an old-fashioned wrestling match. Now, he did not
2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
He spent all 33 years of his life in Dagestan. Forget about nothing. That's all he knows, okay? And, you see all the back and forth. I think, again, I'll leave the Magomed breakdown over to my Dagestanian brother and over here to the left of me. But what I will say is leading up to this fight, there's been some really fun hype around it. You're seeing the exchanges in the PI. Alex claims that Magomed's ducking him. Alex claims he's not a deserving champion. I think Alex is pissed off. I think he's coming in here and wants his belt back, wants to do the UFC justice, wants to prove that he is and still the best and baddest mofo on the planet. But I know Magomed's gonna have something to say about it. He is a champion. They always say, and it's more of a boxing term, but you get 20% better when you do become champ. So what's Magomed gonna look like? Is he too cocky? Is he too high on his quarrels here because he already beat Alex and he is chirping a little bit more, a little bit uncharacteristic in my opinion. There's 2 other light heavyweights on the stage on the same card, so all eyeballs are on him. Carlos Olberg just put on a great show last weekend. Boy, the vultures are buzzing, right? And I think if anyone's gonna be feeling that pressure, it's Magomed. So I'll leave it there, my brother, but I'm loving the hype for this. I'm glad we did a little reverse order for y'all. But let us know how you're feeling here. It looks like Reed's got a lot to say. Charlet. Shout out, Charlet.
Yeah, Charlet agrees with us. 9 out of 10 on the hype meter. All agree. Nice. Yeah, 100%. It's great when everybody agrees. That's when you know it must be true, right? Or at least in the neighborhood of true. LazyBad said, got a feeling Big Ankh and Poatan both are going to fight emotionally. Ankh's translation at the presser, we'll see what you do when I attack you like a psycho. Poatan during the face-to-face. I don't want to go back to the tire shop. Oh, that's tough.
Love it. I love it.
Charlie said, it's too soon after the first fight for things to have changed. Ankh, unfortunately, will win, probably decision. You're speaking as a fan of Poatan, not as a better objectively. And look, I agree. I agree. Like, there is a bit of bias. Like, we're both fans of Poatan, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. I was actually in the building. I watched that fight live, and I watched like 70 or 80% of the entire arena empty out before they even read the judge's scorecard. So that tells you the people that were online saying it looked close or that it looked like Pereira won, the people that were there that saw it in attendance, they knew better. And I got to be honest with you, a lot of people keep looking at this and thinking, is he going to come in here and grapple? Is he going to out-grapple him again? This, that, and the other with the grappling. And that's fine, right? It is worth mentioning the grappling, but it is also worth mentioning that Magomed Ankalaev failed 12 of 12 takedowns against him in their first fight. However, Magomed Ankalaev did rack up over 5 minutes of control time, 5 minutes and 42 seconds to be exact. However,
but wait, there's more.
0% of his strikes were landed to a grounded opponent. So he outstruck Alex Pereira all on the feet, all at range, all at distance. He's going to do it again. Like, Pereira is great because he's got the nuclear option. But what happens when the nuclear option doesn't work? What happens when the guy you're fighting is built like a bomb shelter? That's fucking Magomed Ankalaev, kid. So it's just a tough break for him. I just don't think he's got the facilities for that big man. I see this being a rinse, wash, and repeat. I think it probably could go to decision, but I could also see our guy Magomed Ankalaev getting it done inside the distance here. And let me just check those odds real quick. Inside the distance for him is plus 425.
Juicy.
So I might have to hedge that bet. I haven't decided quite yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to sprinkle like a half unit on inside the distance and maybe a half unit on specifically by decision. Because if I look at it by decision specifically, it is, let's see here, plus 130. So, I mean, either way, we'll be up money on that, right? Let's see. If I put a half unit on there, I'd get 1.15 back. So I'd be up like 0.15 units. So maybe I'll do a unit on that one, because then I'd be up 230. And then with the inside the distance one, if I put 1 unit on that, or a half unit on that, I should say, I will be up. Let's see here. No, I'm going to put a unit on both.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put a unit on both of those. Because, again, I truly believe that Magomed gets it done. Does he get it done inside the distance? Does he get it done by decision? Either way, he's going to get it done one of those two ways. And you can get plus 165 on him inside the distance and plus 130 on him by decision. So either way, I'll either be up like a third of a unit, or I'll be up a little over half a unit. So I'm okay with that. I like those odds for me. Moving into the next fight, this is a very interesting fight, right? We have Merab Dvalishvili, the Georgian warrior, the construction hero, coming in against Shaggy Dew from the Scooby Crew. I mean, zoinks like Scoob, it's going to be a hell of a 5-rounder. No, but all jokes aside, man, this is going to be a banger. You have Merab Dvalishvili, who is one of the most dominant bantamweight champions of all time that we probably have ever seen. And then you have Cory Sandhagen, crafty striker, does LSD in his spare time, made $2 million on OnlyFans selling pictures of his nuts. Very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. I just think that Merab is too dominant. He's saying he's gonna let it play out as a striking match. That's simply not true. It's not true. He's going to go out there. He's going to grapple. He already has the record for most takedowns landed and most takedowns attempted in UFC history. If he goes out there, he'll just continue to build on that legacy, and you know he wants to continue to do that. If he lands the takedown, the real telling factor is going to be how long he's able to keep Cory Sandhagen there before Cory's able to scramble back to his feet. Cory has very good scrambles, and he also has great flying knees and step back uppercuts, which is perfect, tailor-made for a guy who shoots as aggressively as a Merab Dvalishvili, and we have seen him get clipped coming in by One Punch Man himself, Marlon Moraes. So that fight could have been stopped, some say. And Merab, his run would have been stunted quite a bit by that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I see this possibly going like one of two ways. Either Merab is going to go out there and just aggressively dominate him with the grappling, possibly get a tap out or a decision win, or Cory is just going to use his range, use his distance, and use his crafty striking and unorthodox striking to find himself a knockout victory in there.
That's a great breakdown, my brother. Man, I'm absolutely hyped for this fight. And shout out the chat as well, Lazy Bed, quoting Merab there. He does have those Georgian huevos.
I saw the pictures of your balls.
They're small.
They're small.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty small.
Yeah, a little tiny.
I have Georgian balls. My balls are big.
And Cory wanted to say something too, but he kind of held his tongue a little bit. He's like, all right, I'm not going to go down that path. He's not going to take the bait. Why are the odds so wide? Charlotte asks if Cory has more ways to win. I do like the way you frame that, Charlotte, and I'd agree. I don't look at the
plus
odds.
320 might be worth sprinkling on.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. I typically don't look at the odds too much going into it. I had a feeling Merab was going to be a Ben favorite. This does feel a bit lopsided, but I could see it getting tighter as some money comes in on Cory for that kind of line. Honestly, I am betting with my heart here, so let's establish that. But even when you look at Cory and his game and what he was able to do in terms of his defense and how smart he is in there, he's cerebral, man. He's a special guy. Let's see, Lazy Bed, shout out.
I was literally waiting for you to finish so I could read this. I hate how accurate this is. Mm-hmm. Cory is the NFL QB with all the intangibles that can't win in the playoffs. Everything you need in a champ, but when the lights are brightest, he falters. Man, I hate the stunning accuracy of that comment.
Hey, this is his time to shine, man. And I would say Merab is only every bit of human as Cory is. I think Cory's going to come in, have the right mindset. He knows he's probably going to lose a couple rounds in there. But honestly, the one thing that stood out to me was seeing them go face to face. And when it was up close and personal, Merab's chirping. Cory had a lot to say, even though it wasn't much. He's like, yeah, you think that's what you think's going to happen? Is that right? Yeah, I'm going to put my I'm going to put my knee through your face, Merab. Just very matter of fact. I was like, dude, that was some fucking John Wick shit right there. I don't care what you say. Like that was that got me just thinking, okay, Merab or Cory knows something here. I mean, obviously he's gonna be game planning. Obviously, we see all the jokes and the funniness that they both do outside of the octagon, which we appreciate. Bring more eyeballs, grow your social presence, and be true to yourself. And the reality is, both these guys are honestly pretty funny. Cory's way funnier. I think he's the type of guy I would definitely go on a hike with. Maybe dabble with some drugs, maybe some ayahuasca, maybe bring the mitts, spa a little bit, and just chop it up. Cory seems like the boy. And for that, I'm going with the Sandman. I just think he finds a way to get it done, do the improbable. I like both the underdogs here. I might parlay that, might sprinkle a unit, see if I can just have a little extra fun here because I am tilting hard here for the boys, but I like it, man. It's going to be a fun matchup. If Merab wins, we know what it's going to look like. And it's just going to be only because Cory just, couldn't get out of the quicksand, so to speak. But it's going to be a fun 25-minute fight here. Back to back, brother. I can't wait. This two-piece right here that we just covered, ooh-wee. This is, oh, baby. This is what the doctor ordered. Let's go.
So the question is, if we're sprinkling something on Cory, are we taking him at the juicy money line odds of plus 320, where if you put one unit on it, you get 4.2 back? Or are we taking him at knockout odds? Because I think if he wins, it'll probably be by knockout.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I'd rather
and that's that. Plus 800.
Plus 800. That's
so
great.
One unit into 9. So again, folks, we don't judge people based on their unit size. If you play with $25 units, that $25, if you put that on there, turns into $225. If you put 50 on there, it turns into $450. If you put $1 on it, it turns into 9, etc. Solid odds on that one, man.
Solid.
Yeah, I think we should probably put a unit on that one and call it a day.
That's safe.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, man. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a unit on that, and I think I am going to backtrack and do a half unit on Ankalaev decision and Ankalaev inside the distance. Yeah, I like that better. Speaking of things I like better, this next fight is probably the people's main event, folks. I think we can all say that, we wished and we hoped and we prayed that this could be a 5-rounder, but it's simply not. Instead, we get a 3-rounder. But man, for all 15 minutes that it lasts, or as long of that 15 minutes as it lasts, it is going to be a fucking war, folks. A light heavyweight bout between Jiri, let's go for that, Prochazka, versus Khalil, the real deal, Rountree Jr. Man, this fight is just chef's kiss. Stunning, stunning matchmaking. It is Muay Thai versus Samurai, if I ever seen it, man. How do you see this one playing out, Nano? Who do you think takes it?
Oh, my man. Oh, my. This is an absolute banger of a fight, my brother. Again, we got a turkey, if you will. We got 3 absolute bangers here. I'm excited as all be. I'll tell you what, brother, this was a hard one. I'm not going to lie, because I really, really do like both these fighters. I like everything that Khalil Rountree represents as far as just a mixed martial artist. And same goes with Jiri. They literally live the lifestyle, samurais and true warriors at its core. What up, Alex Pitt? What up, AP? We see you. Let us know how you feel about these fights. Speaking of AP, I'm going JP here. I'm going here. Yeah, I go for that. There's a few reasons why, man. And I think the experience against an Alex Pereira really sharpened his samurai sword. Okay, I think that was the losses and the experience he needed to gain to really, truly round out what is a phenomenal mixed martial arts game. The dude's a savage. He's an absolute problem. And I do think they're going to go in there and they're going to get into an absolute bloodbath. There's going to be bloodshed. They both are going to bite down on their mouthpiece. They both can take some shots, but I think Jiri is going to deliver the harder shots. I think Jiri is going to be leading the dance. He's harder to track down. And as much as I do love the striking that Khalil deploys, like his choices, his creativity, like everything he does, man, he's so fun and he's so tactical and he's a violent MFer, dude. Like he goes out there and wants to hurt you. I mean, we've seen these blowing dudes and he's out. Like he is not going out there to make friends. He is going to try to
shout out Modestus Pekauskas, man.
Shout out MB,
who is willing and ready for the rematch. By the way,
there we go. Yeah, he's ready, man. That's a brutal one. But I just think Jiri has that next gear, and I think he just, if push comes to shove, I just trust his power a little bit more and his durability, and he can grapple and wrestle if he needs to. He can get himself out of some grimy situations. Dare I say, what up, Grimy? We see you. But I'm leaning Jiri, man. I go for that. He is the betting favorite here, minus 198. I'm not going to go against Vegas as much as I do want to see a great Khalil, vintage Khalil Rountree performance. This could easily win fight of the night, y'all. I think this might overshadow the main event unless Alex goes out there and does something special. This is going to be the people's main event, in my opinion. And I think you said that earlier. So couldn't agree more, brother. How do you feel? Let the people know about this fight.
Yeah, man. I love your breakdown, and I got to pull up this comment from Lazy Bed because he is firing on all cylinders tonight, man, like it's just a well-oiled machine. This one is interesting. They are each other's kryptonite. What beats an extremely technical orthodox fighter? A wild man. What beats a complete freakazoid? Technical precision. Gonna be nuts. 100% gonna be nuts. Speaking of nuts, what's up, Grimy? How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great night. Yeah, this is gonna be absolute craziness inside of the octagon for as long as it lasts. As Lazy Bed said, like the best way to beat a crazy wild man is with technical precision. The best way to beat someone with technical precision is with absolute unorthodox, just batshit crazy style. And these guys present both those options. So they both have paths to victory here. Khalil fights like you owe him lunch money or like you stole his little sister's tricycle when he just found you on the street. Like he hits people like he's angry at them. So I just don't think that that's the way he can fight in here against somebody like a Jiri Prochazka. If you come in here and you start unloading and just throwing those heavy shots that he sometimes does, he's going to get popped with a counter strike as Jiri's just fading back as he likes to. He's very much Adesanya like the way that he does that. So I like Jiri in this one. I really do. There's a reason that he is a favorite in this fight. It's a slight favorite, right? He's a minus 198. But if you're sprinkling a little bit on Khalil Rountree Jr. at plus 164, I can't blame you. I can't say that that's a silly bet or even a crazy bet. It's I mean, this is like a flip of a coin kind of fight in my opinion. But if Jiri's heads, I'm saying that the quarter lands on heads like 6 out of 10 times, brother. So give me Jiri Prochazka. Let's go for that in this fight. And then in the next one, we have a featherweight banger between our guy, Youssef Zalal. Let's get it. Coming in against Josh Emmett, coming all the way from Mordor, all the way from Mount Doom. I'm just kidding, guys. He does kind of look like an orc, though, from Lord of the Rings. He's not training with Alpha Male, to my knowledge. He's done this camp with TJ Dillashaw, Killashaw, Thrillashaw, Illashaw. And, you know, there were some things. There were some things that stood out to me in the media day. I don't know if you watched Nano, but there were some things. There were some things that really stood out to me. He said one of the things that he mainly focused on with TJ Dillashaw is power. He said that he had only been coming in with like 30 to 40% power in his previous fights, which is a crazy thought because he's one of the most powerful bantamweights in the fucking world, right? Featherweights in the world. But he's saying that he focused on power and this, that, and the other. If I'm Josh Emmett, and I say this with all due respect, I'm not going to work on my power when that's my best skill set. It's already there for me. I'm working on the vast holes that I have in grappling and footwork. Maybe learning ability to cut off the cage. TJ Dillashaw is probably like the second or third best at cutting off the cage in the history of the fucking sport of mixed martial arts. So why are you learning that? Like that's what I'm picking his brain about if I'm there. Like straight the fuck up. So yeah, I don't know. Agree. Doesn't seem like a logical kind of baseline for the camp for me. And I just genuinely think that it's going to be a case of one guy swinging haymakers and another guy on his bike laughing at him. Just not getting cut off and getting chased. Because we've seen that happen, right? Like when Josh Emmett loses, it's because he's chasing his opponents down. He's not cutting off the cage. He's not utilizing footwork in proper ways or angle cutting for that matter. So I just think this is going to be more of the same for him if he hasn't capitalized or fixed those holes. Rather, I think Youssef Zalal is going to capitalize on those holes himself. They're presenting the same number of losses. Josh Emmett has 2 more wins under his belt. So a little bit more wear on the tires, but more knowledge as well as a result and more wins. So he's a worthy opponent, but I just think Youssef Zalal should be able to edge this out fairly anywhere the fight goes as long as he doesn't eat a crazy overhand.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you and AP there in the comments mentioning that. Grimy has a good one there as well. Zalal dances around, avoids the power, most likely wins by decision. I believe that's going to be the case here. Youssef Zalal, absolute dog. Our boy, we did meet him and brought so much energy throughout the whole day. And that's his MO, right? He does not run out of energy. He's nonstop. He's got a motor like no other. 29 years young versus a Josh Emmett, like you said, on the back nine of his career, really in the twilight. He's 40 years old. Yes, you do have that power. I do believe, that uncle strength certainly doesn't go anywhere. But, that gas tank may, and I think maybe a little bit too much tread on the tires there, although he only has a couple more fights than Youssef Zalal. That just goes to show the type of fighter Youssef is. He's ready. He's poised. I kind of hate to see the odds so favorable in his side. I think it just adds that much more pressure.
Minus 470 is fucking disrespectful, bro.
I'm like, man, like Josh has that dog in him still. I mean, I
like
know he's
plus
40,
360 on Emmett. I saw the line this morning and was like, are you fucking crazy? Like, I love Youssef. I think he's going to win the fight handily. But, I mean, give us like minus 200 on this shit or something, bro. Like, that's just insanity.
Yeah, I felt like that was a little bit generous, to put it kindly. But again, they don't do that by happenstance. They obviously must be seeing something that we don't. I mean, they're only separated by one spot on the ranking, so they must just assume that Youssef is on his way up to the top, which we would love to see, and we will be rooting for him. But again, I'm a big fan of Josh, and like you said, maybe he's going to have a little bit of a different mindset here. I think he mentioned puking with TJ his first few camps, or just like you said, maybe pushing himself in some new ways. So a fun fight. I do think Youssef's going to find a way to get his hand raised and like you said, like Grimy said, it's going to be from avoiding the power, staying away from that right hand, circling that direction and taking him down and neutralizing him and zapping him when you can. But it's going to be a fun fight. Let's go.
Yeah, and Grimy, look, I agree with your comment, man. I think there's a few disrespectful lines on this card as well. However, shout out nextmma.com. If you haven't already checked out that site, it's fantastic for just quick readouts of the fighters and the matchups. And he also implemented a new stat on there a handful of months ago where it shows you the opening line versus the line change. The line opened at 310 or plus 310 versus minus 375. So the line has shifted 95 points in favor of Youssef Zalal, which means there's heavy money coming in and heavy bets coming in on Youssef. Again, within reason. With that being said, oh man, middleweight division is where we go next for a bout between Magomedov and Joe Pyfer. It is no longer B. Joe Pyfer. It is Joe Bodybags Pyfer. And apparently he likes the nickname Joe Body Cam Off Pyfer, which is just a wild thing to say. Is he like on a run to be the most naturally, organically unlikable fighter in the roster? Because I feel like he is.
It's a true Philly boy right there. Yeah, that's sheesh.
My God, bro, like read the freaking room, bud. It's just wild the shit he says. He also started embracing the nickname Poopy Pants Joe, which not really sure what that's about, but probably the Mexico situation that he had. Either way, this fight reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode. I think it was the first or second interdimensional cable episode. It's car versus man. I don't know, Rick. Wouldn't the car just like win every time? So look, if you put a bus against a man, a bus is gonna win like pretty much most of the times. I really do. I like Abus Magomedov in this one. He's plus 205 right now, so I might have to throw a unit on him. Softer than fresh ginger. Hopefully Joey P doesn't have any spicy tacos that hurt his tummy. Yeah, bro. Philly threw snowballs at Santa. Fair play. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like I haven't been impressed with Joe Pyfer since the Contender Series, if I'm being completely honest with you. He's just another guy with crazy power that lobs overhands and just kind of leans against you until he finds an opening. So Abus really improved a lot in his last fight, in my opinion. He looked really good out there, and I think if he goes out there and does the same thing that he did to Michel Pereira, like he only needed to land 1 of 4 takedowns to negate Michel Pereira and just suck the life out of him for the most part across that round. He can probably do the same to Poopy Pants Joe. So give me Abus against a man in this one.
Ooh, okay. Oh man, we've been on the same boat thus far, but I'm jumping ship here. I'm gonna go with the boy Joe Pyfer. There's something about him, man. I think he's finally coming into his own. Some of the comments, and like you mentioned, he's sort of leaning into the heel a little bit. Really, just being himself, I guess, is how he's proclaiming his new approaches, is detaching himself from social media. Obviously, he did get a lot of shit, pun intended there, about the Mexico situation. And I mean, honestly, being Mexican, it's like, dude, I go there and sometimes I come back, might have a little bit of a poopy butt too. It happens. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but the whole shithole thing. I think he's just a little bit more of a rough around the edges kind of guy, right? He is a Philly boy. Calls it how he sees it. Maybe he can go through a PR class, but these guys are fighters. Let's give him a little bit of grace. I know social media can be a crazy place nowadays, but I think him saying he's emotionally detaching himself, and I sort of interpret that as, hey, focusing in on keeping the main thing, which is being a freaking fighter, right? I mean, the comments, and I do love the podcast, honestly, like him and Sean Brady, like it's cool that he's, finding his voice and all of that. But I just think he does have the talent. He's got the new hairline. And he's had his eye on Abus Magomedov for a while. They were supposed to fight a while back, apparently, and I don't know if he declined it or there's something around that. He didn't feel like it made sense at the time. But now that Abus is ranked, he figures, hey, might as well go for it. And, shout out Joe for calling a shot a little bit there. But I think he does find the nuclear option, brother. I think Abus is smart. He's 35 years old. He is on a 3-fight win streak. but he has lost before to some big punchers. We're looking at a Sean Strickland. We're looking at a Kai Barallo, the natural. And I like to think that Joe's closer to those guys than he is like a Michel Pereira, who great fighter, but we kind of know where he is. A Bruno Ferreira, we like our Bruno. Fashodo. Warley Alves, again, all great wins for Abbas. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets the W here, but I'll take Joe minus 250 because Joe knows how to throw down. Doesn't know PR, but Joe knows how to fight. So I'll take him in the octagon. Let's go.
Oh man. It's okay. It's okay that we're not on the same guy. I still appreciate it. I still respect your opinion. Let's see here. Damn, LA came back and tied that game 20-20 with 9 minutes left. Are you serious? Let's go Rams.
It's a game.
That's my ladies team. And also I have Puka Nakua in 2 leagues. So let's go Puka. Hopefully he's
doing
some
good.
fucking points. Whew, he had 5 before we started the show. So, or 5.4. Yeah, I hate that I remember that.
He has more now. Don't worry.
Thank goodness. I would certainly hope so. I'm picking JOE to the P-ho, but not putting money on him, said Grimy. Hey, fair play. Lazy Bet said the body cam off stuff, the Mexico slander, his overall saltiness. I just can't root for the guy. Same, Lazy Bet. Like, I wanted to like him. I've met him. I took a picture with him. I'll be honest. Like, he kind of seemed like a douchebag when I met him. And I never say that about fighters. Like, I feel like I've had the greatest interactions with fighters that I've met, but he wasn't one of them. He took a quick picture with me, but didn't give off the best vibes, if I'm being honest. Speaking of vibes, man, the middleweight division is getting a bit of a shakeup, right? Ozzy Diaz had to pull out of his fight, unfortunately, against Ateba Gautier, but luckily, Tre'ston Vines decided to step up on short notice, on a week's notice or so, to face the terrifying Ateba Gautier. And man, this could be a very fun one, right? This guy hasn't lost since 2023, but the last time he lost, he literally walked right into a straight hand and got put face down into the mat. If he does anything near that against Ateba Gautier, the same is going to happen. It's going to be a rinse, wash, repeat, just like the bottle says. But I don't love this fight for Tre'ston Vines. I mean, I get it. You want to make your UFC debut. You're 29 years of age, so you don't have a ton of time left, and you're 10-3. You got to take that call when you get it. But tough matchup. He's fighting a taller opponent. He's fighting a longer opponent, and he's fighting a stronger opponent in Ateba Gautier with far more dangerous knockout power and far more dangerous ability overall. I think this should be a landslide victory for the most part for Ateba Gautier. How do you see this one playing out, brother?
Yeah, I'd agree with you, brother. Ateba Gutierrez is certainly going to go out there and get it done. He's an issue. He's an absolute problem. He's a next level, a generational talent there representing Cameroon. 23 years young. That's kind of what jumps out to me here. But yeah, it is a short notice fight. I don't have a lot of a breakdown here for Tre'ston Vines. Hopefully he sticks around longer than Vine did. As the social media company with a platform way back when. But yeah, man, I mean, it's that power is just absolutely next level. You can't even get any betting odds on it. I think I've seen a minus 2,000. It might be something crazy, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be Ateba's fight to lose. Maybe Tre'ston's coming in with a little bit of a wrestling game. Good record. Like you said, you take the chance, and you never know. You certainly never know, but I'll tell you what, if y'all have never seen Mr. Gautier fight, I mean, tune in early, y'all. This guy's a problem. We're going to be talking about him for a while.
I definitely think so, man. I truly do. Man, speaking of guys that we've been talking about for a while, Edmen Shabazyan is back, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fight fans of all shapes and sizes. We have another middleweight banger between Edmen, the golden boy, Shabazyan, and Andre Muniz. Nano. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one. Who are you taking? You taking the guy with youth on his side at 27 years of age, or are you siding with Andre Muniz at 35 years of age and a little bit more experience?
Well, I am a fellow 30-year-old Andre. I see you, but I am not rooting for you on this one. I'm looking for a good fight. I'm looking for a great matchup here, but I'm looking for the golden boy to become the golden man, become golden pony boy. I want Edmen Shabazyan to come out here and prove the people wrong, man. Now I'm a little concerned. You know, he does have a blemish record. He has been knocked out. He has been submitted. And Andre Muniz does bring both of those options to the table. But when it's all said and done, I'm just taking the younger fighter here. I'm taking the guy who has been showing with each fight the improvements that you'd want to see. Again, I mean, in the last 5, he has lost 2, but he's got back-to-back wins, a knockout in there, and that decision win over Andre Petrosky really taught me a lot. He knows how to weather the storm. He can dictate, you know, the pace of the fight and ultimately get his hand raised. That's what we're looking for. Obviously, we all want the big crazy knockouts and the special moments, but sometimes just going out there and getting a base hit, sometimes just getting the W, getting your hand raised is all we need. Keep stacking those wins. 3-fight win streak sounds great. Again, only 27 years young. So much is ahead of him, but this will be, I mean, I'm rooting for Edmen to find that another highlight moment. I think we all want to see those guys continue to stack them up along their career, but Andre Muniz does pose a lot of threats. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, which I don't think Edmen's used to. Usually the bigger, lengthier guy. So it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a little bit of a chess match here. Edmen's gonna have to be smart. He'll be methodical for the 15 minutes, and he'll find a way to get it done. But hey, always looking for a special moment, and he certainly has that in the repertoire. So give me the golden boy here. Give me Edmen Shabazyan. Let's go. How do you feel about it, brother?
I'm on the same wave, man. I'm on the same wavelength as you on this one. I just think Edmen Shabazyan has true knockout power. And if we look at his opponent, Andre Muniz, he only has 6 losses, which I say only, you know, with a grain of salt here. But I mean, he has 7 losses, but 6 of them have come by way of knockout. Typically, like almost 9 out of 10 times when he loses, he gets knocked out. So that's a recipe for disaster against somebody like Edmen Shabazyan, who can deliver knockouts, whether it's an elbow, a hook, a short uppercut. Like, he can do it all. And he just seems to have a lot of crack when he actually lands something, right? So I like Edmen Shabazyan in this one. I like him inside the distance. Let me actually check out those odds real quick, because he could also come out there and get a sub. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, inside the distance is still minus 200 on him. Let's see if the knockout has better odds for us. Minus 185. We won't be betting on this fight, kids. I mean, specific method of victory at almost minus 200 is pretty wild. And yeah, I agree, lazy bet. Edmen has been in the UFC since like 2010, it seems. Yeah, 100%. Shabazyan's gas tank is questionable in my opinion, Grimy said. Fair play. The longer the fight goes, the more I worry, for sure. Oh, if it goes longer, then I worry more about Shabazz. Yeah, same. I definitely agree. Alex Pip said, Gautier is a monster. I'm very excited to see him back. That was a quick turnaround, it feels too. But he took no damage his last fight. 100%. No damage, quick turnaround. Get paid, bro. Snap necks, cash checks. You know what I'm saying? I'm going Muniz, Alex Pip said. Bro, I stuttered on that. I couldn't even read that. But hey, man, best of luck. Are you betting on it? Because the line on that's, I mean, it's pretty juicy if you like it. Plus 260 is not a bad line for you. Speaking of bad lines, bantamweight bout between Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. Man, oh man, oh wait. So we have a 28-year-old for Farid Basharat, who is up and comer, 13-0, perfect record as it stands. He is the slightly shorter guy, but the longer guy. He has a significant reach advantage at 4 inches. Chris Gutierrez, a true veteran of the sport, 22-6-2. I mean, my only complaint about this guy is that, I mean, he's just inconsistent, right? Like, he does really well, and then he has these kind of stints of just not performing to his ability, in my opinion. But if you look at who he's lost to, right? Pedro Munoz, young Punisher, who should probably change his nickname to just Punisher. It's not a bad loss, especially all the way back in 2023, just a couple years ago, right? And then Song Yadong was on a real tear in that same year when he got that win over Chris Gutierrez. So he is a real son of a bitch in there. But right now, he's plus 370 against a minus 485 Farid Basharat. I'm going to stay away from this from a betting perspective as if it was the fucking bubonic plague, bro. There's no part of me that wants to bet on any part of this fight, because the simple fact of the matter is Farid Basharat should go out here and win this fight. He should have every path he wants to victory here. But when you're fighting a Chris Gutierrez, like an El Guapo, who earned that nickname in spades, like it just takes like one body shot, just takes like one right hook, and he's right back in it. So it's really hard to count this guy out. I'm taking Farid, but not confidently.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more with you. Obviously, the odds definitely shocked me as well, because I like El Guapo. I'm a big Chris Gutierrez fan. Has some great striking, the late kicks. Not necessarily known for his grappling as much as he's just a fun fighter when he's out there. And like you said, his only big blemishes of recent are against two really strong opponents there, and a Pedro Munoz, who's always just durable and always game, and then a Yadong Song, like you mentioned there, a little close to 2 years ago. Since then, he's been great. Since then, he's looked better in each of his last performances. Man, I mean, you see that against his opponent. You see the 6 years of youth. You see the 4-inch reach advantage. And you see a lot of issues. But what I don't see, and honestly, the Damon Blackshear win certainly aged like a fine wine for a Mr. Basharat, ferocious Farid Basharat here. I'm rooting for El Guapo, and this might be one that I would potentially want to sprinkle something on, just as a complete degenerate willing to lose maybe that half a unit altogether, because Farid really might pose some problems when it comes to the pace, when it comes to his striking and the grappling that he's going to come in here with. Those kind of odds, it's hard for me to build a case against somebody like that. But I will say Guapo's not going to go out without a fight. He's going to make Farid earn this victory. Probably going to be a decision win. But, I guess we'll find out if Basharat is the truth or not. If he wins this one, it'll continue to rise, and they will launch him into the stratosphere. And it looks like 87% of Tapology thinks Basharat's going to get it done. So I guess I'm not going to go against it here, but I'm hoping Guapo just pulls out some crazy miracle.
I wouldn't be mad at it, man. I definitely wouldn't be mad at it. And yeah, Pip, I saw your comment, man. He said, hey, I might need to. They got to put $5 in and get 300. Yeah, take advantage of those deals, bro. Those deals are golden. I have definitely come up on those deals and saved money and then made it back in spades as a result. So definitely take advantage of that. And man, I announced this guy as Jiu-Jitsu, which is a different U in the UFC. This is actually Zombie Jr., which I'm even more excited about, because this is the guy that trains with Korean Zombie. This is that fucking guy. This is that Ju-Sung or Ju-Sung Yu. Coming in against Daniel Santos, this is going to be a banger. Daniel Santos, Willy Cat, is 4-1 in his last 5, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. His opponent is fighting out of Korea, South Korea to be exact. And I just genuinely think that this Zombie Jr. guy is a fucking baller, isn't he? Like Zombie. Dude. In your head. Man, like he came out there and just absolutely killed the hopes and dreams of India when he blasted Jika Sorige in just 28 seconds. It took 6 strikes in total. He only threw 8. Landed 6 of 8. That is a hell of an accuracy pinpoint. And, power behind every single strike he threw and landed, all considered significant, and rightfully so, right? 28-second knockout is just nasty fucking work. So give me Zombie Jr. in this one, man. I think he should be able to come out here and get it done. I like him in this fight. Daniel Santos is a solid fighter. He has fought probably the better opposition, if we're calling a spade here. Right? He's got wins over Johnny Munoz Jr., John Castaneda, and Jung Young Lee. But he also got outpointed by Julio Arce, right? Back in 2022. I genuinely think that this Zombie Jr. kid looks slick out there for as long as we saw him for 28 seconds. And if he's able to go out there and land that kind of power, I mean, it's going to be a quick night at the office for him. I like him here. And currently sitting at dog odds, plus 124, boys and girls. we might have to go ahead and put a unit on that one, or at the very least a half unit. Nano, what are you thinking, man?
I'm thinking I'm in the same boat as you here, brother. Part of me is a little nostalgic here, seeing the Zombie Jr., but then you turn on the tape and you see this boy throw him, and he's got that swagger, kind of keeps his hands low in that clip that you see him go viral for, but man, the power is evident, and I do think there's something to say, even though he is the underdog here, if you will, at plus 124 odds, but you do look at Tapology, and 70% of us Tapology, the true fighting fans, believe that Ju Sang Yu is going to get it done. 70%, and he is the underdog. So I'll tell you what, I know I've been liking my underdogs, but this is the one underdog I probably feel the best about. So if you're going to put your money anywhere, plus 124, I wonder, I think you had that website. Maybe I'll have to look it up here if it was any higher than that, but certainly can agree with you, brother. I think he's special. Daniel Santos is going to put up a good fight. He is a savage as well. 12-2 record on a 3-fight win streak. Only blemish is a loss against Julio Arce, who I say is a dog as well, but that was 3.5 years ago, so it's hard to really hold that against him. But both guys 30-31. However, and it's tough for me to go against the Chute Box team.
It started at minus 110 versus minus 110. Dead pick him.
Oh, wow. Okay. And now, interesting. I mean, hey, Chute Box, that he's going to be well prepared. The Willie Cat.
100%.
Great nickname. But with 4 inches of reach, coming out of Tiger Gym, representing South Korea. I know there's a question posed, how many fighters are from North Korea, Grammy? I do not know. Probably with the ChatGPT or AI, Gemini, or Grok, or whatever your AI of choice is, and then let me know. But Ju Sang Yu, baby, let's go. I'm taking the underdog with you, brother. Let's ride it out. Let's do it. Let's put a uni. Let's go.
Let's go. And I am asking Grok that question. Let's see what Grok says. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just figuring out exactly what bets I want to make right now. Yeah, I like that. We're putting a half unit on Ju Sang Yu. I like this guy, man. And anybody that's fighting with Zombie, I love, man. Like, because I'm just a big Zombie fan. The guy was a fucking beast. He was great for the sport, and he existed in a time when the sport needed him, and long after. So, with that being said, folks, we move on into the early prelims, starting at 3 p.m. PST. This is the women's bantamweight headliner of the early prelims between Macy Chiasson and Yana Santos. This is going to be a fun fight and an opportunity for both of these women to really get back into contendership, right? Yana Santos coming off of her impressive win over Miesha Tate. We all know that. But Macy Chiasson coming off of a bit of a lackluster showing against Ketlin Vieira. Nano, I'm curious to hear you on this one. How do you see this one playing out, man?
This is going to be a fun one, man. I see it playing out the way that most of Macy Chiasson's fights go, and it's going to be with her hand raised, and it's going to be with her dominating almost facets of the game. She's going to be leading the pace. She's going to be able to take her down. But I do give Yana Santos some credit here. Foxy, representing Fight Spirit Gym. Her that name certainly suggests she's got the fighter spirit. Shout out Modelo. But the last couple wins over Chelsea Chandler and Miesha Tate, though they are impressive, just don't necessarily impress me too much. I look at Macy's pedigree. I look at her wins. I look at just how big Macy is as well and how she uses her weight. This is going to be an absolute banger. Shout out Robert X. We see you. Bro, that's the most underrated underdog. I'm max betting Zombie Prodigy. Couldn't agree more with you. Double R, you are onto something here. I think we're cooking, y'all. If you're hearing this now or later, do not run to your local DraftKings or local sportsbook of choice. Make sure DraftKings are underdogs. Let them know. And if you're going to do it responsibly and make sure it's legal in your states. I digress. My brother, how we both taking Macy here? It feels like a virtual lock there at minus 192, dare I say. But I just love the style. Do you think she's going to go out there and get her hand raised? Tell the people.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Macy Chiasson should go out here and be able to win this fight. She's got just under a 4-inch reach advantage, sitting at 3.5 inches longer than her opponent, and she's 4 inches taller than her opponent. So her opponent is literally going to be punching up, which we've talked about ad nauseum on this show. It's exhausting, folks. It's not fun. And when I'm punching down, it's easy. I'm just fucking slugging you in the face, and I'm gaining extra momentum and torque on my punches as a result. So, yeah, give me Macy Chiasson. I don't know if she gets it done inside the distance. She very well could, right? We've seen Santos in trouble before in there. But I just really wasn't impressed with Macy Chiasson on her last fight. So I'm truly thinking that she's going to go out there and get it done by kind of a grindy decision. And Rob Rex said, it's the fucking boys. Ran to the car because I forgot my badge. Help me a good old joint to make the rest of the night chill. Appreciate the hard work, guys. I'm hyped for this weekend. Brother, so are we. We are extremely hyped for this weekend. Pick the uglier woman in WMMA. They win 90% of the time. Grimy, why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? What up, John Dong? How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great Thursday night, Friday Junior, as we call it. Opening bout of the night is in that other 10%. If Jailton was still a light heavyweight, how would he do against Ankh and Pereira? And if Jailton won the belt, how would a fight between him and Khamzat go? I think Jailton would smash Khamzat. He's just so much bigger than him. And for Ankh or Pereira, I think he beats Pereira fairly handily, but I think Ankh might give him some trouble because he'd be able to negate a lot of the grappling that Jailton Almeida possesses or presents. How do you feel about those matchups, Nano?
Ooh, I do like both of those, honestly. Yeah, the thing with Jailton is just how is he going to look? How drained is he going to be at that light heavyweight? 205 is tough.
I mean, he started his UFC career at light heavyweight, I believe.
Oh, and that's probably reason. I mean, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He'd have to really slim down, but he would be a problem if he could make the weight happen. He'd be a weight bully. He'd be an absolute problem in light heavyweight. But even if they don't fight at heavyweight, I mean, yeah, his grappling game certainly is a problem. But Alex, I mean, come on, baby. I'm not going against Chama. He's got that power. Doesn't have to worry about cutting. He walks around probably around 250, if we're being honest. So, yeah, give me Alex all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. And then Khamzat, I mean, dude, Khamzat's a problem. I mean,
but he's also like 2 weight classes lower.
I know,
and that's after going up a weight class.
Yeah. No, I agree with what you said. I think
he would just be too small, I think.
Yeah. With someone like Jailton, I mean, it can be tough. But then again,
and his grappling is so good, bro.
His grappling's
he smokes people at heavyweight.
That's where Magomed, like even Tom, like if him and Tom had to just straight grapple, like I think he'd get Tom on some points, 100%. Not in a full on. I'm just saying he'd score if we're talking straight wrestling.
Lazy fat dude.
It reminds me of the wrestler dude on AEW like last month. He said, "I'm short, I'm bald, I can't get any hoes. I've been fighting my whole life."
Hell yeah. Well said. You're goddamn right.
Holy smokes,
I would not bet against that man.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Oh, man. Yeah, there are no North Korean fighters in the UFC, according to Grok.
Fair enough.
Which means it's a fact, because Grok doesn't lie, folks. Always accurate. Oh, man. With that being said, we go on and move into the next fight. This one is a bantamweight banger between Patchy Mix and Jacob Wicklax. No Love versus Massa. I don't love that he has the No Love nickname. Like, we already have a No Love, bro. And he's significantly cooler. This is an interesting matchup, but I can't help but feel like they're kind of doing a gimme for Patchy Mix to go in here and get a win. I think they're truly trying to build him and Tatiana Suarez up as like that power couple as much as they can in MMA or in the UFC. Patchy's coming in with a slight reach deficit here. He's giving up a half inch. He's also giving up an inch of height, giving up 3 years of age because he's 32. His opponent's 29. But if you look at what these guys have done, like realistically, Jacob Wicklax just has not fought the caliber of fighter, in my opinion, that Patchy Mix has fought. Patchy Mix is a former Bellator champion. He's an absolute beast. He's been in the UFC now for a minute. And by a minute, I mean literally a minute. He's had like one fight. And it was not good at all. It was not good at all. It was terrible. Some could say it was the worst debut of all time for a Bellator champion. But, Jacob Wicklack's he's fought for KSW, which KSW is by no means a bad promotion, but it's simply not the UFC, right? And before that, he was fighting for Eagles, Next Level, and Spartan Fight Club, and Celtic Gladiator fights. So, like, a lot of regional stuff for this guy, not a ton of bright lights and big shows. I think the crowd, the size of the show, and the stature and resume of his opponent is just going to be too much for the man. So give me Patchy Mix in here. I think he goes to 21-2 and gets his first UFC W.
I like it. Couldn't agree more with you. I'm staying away from him from a bettor's perspective. He's a minus 310 favorite, so you're not really getting the best odds. And like you said, I mean, let's call it what it is. Really did not have that good of a debut at all. In fact, it was really, really no bueno. But he has fought some good dudes, right? He's fought a Magomedov. I mean, he's got in there against the Sergio Perez and won, and has other good finishes under his belt. But he should be able to take care of business. I do like the shout outs here in the comments. Shout out Lazy Bed, really bringing his A game today. He fought the same guy 5 times. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, I don't know how that happens. That's some local craziness. Sebastian Prezebius. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's something you don't see that often. But like Lazy Bed also mentions here as well, he's one of 2 Polish fighters that's managed by Yana. He's Yana champion. I don't know if that's Yana Jacek or...
Yeah, Yana Jacek.
Okay. But you like him, Lazy Bed. The record's weird, most certainly. I like him as well. I mean, definitely talented, definitely a lot to look forward to in his career. But this feels like you said, a gimme, a get back.
Lamb to the slaughter.
Yep. I think Patchy should be able to get it done. He's just more well-rounded at this stage in his career. So should be able to get his hand raised. Good old Patchy. Let's go. Take care of business.
Now, this next fight is one that I'm actually very excited for. We have a welterweight bout between Punahele Soriano. Puna coming in against Nikolai Varetnikov, who, if he doesn't make it as a UFC fighter, could definitely be a James Bond villain with his name. I mean, come on, bro. Nikolai Varetnikov. I am here to kill James Bond.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's perfect. He doesn't even have to act. They just call him his name. He could be a henchman. But that being said, Nano, I'm going to toss you the baton first on this one. Tell the people how you feel about this fight.
Let's go. I feel good about it, man. I'm excited for this one. It is a little bit earlier on the card here. We're getting towards the top, but we got Puna sitting here. We got Puna on the early prees. Let's go. I love a Punahele Soriano. Never a dull moment. Big Oos is going to go out there and swing and bang. 11-4 record, 32 years young. He's going to have 3 years of youth on the Kagastani here coming out of Orange County. OC, where you at? Nikolai Varetnikov, like you said, great name, solid physique. Dude's going to be strong, but those muscles don't mean everything. As you know, you got to have the skills. And with Puna coming out of Extreme Couture, he's going to be coached up well by Coach Nick Sick and the boys. Iron sharpens iron. I just like where Puna's at in his career, man. Shout out Hawaii. Shout out Oahu. Shout out all the local kind. And, yeah, Puna's going to find a way to get his hand raised here come Saturday night. So let's go. Or Saturday morning, I guess. Or evening, let me say. Because it is going to be early prees. So get your popcorn ready early, y'all. It's going to be a good show. How do you feel about it, brother? Are we in the same high mind once again here? Are we going for Puna? How you feeling about this fight?
Oh, yeah. I like Puna a lot, man. The guy goes out there and, like, win, lose, or draw, it's going to be a fun-ass fight. And, like, wasn't he the one that, like, knocked his opponent out and then went to the casino and he's like, that was me. That was me on the TV. Like, sitting next to an old man that's gambling, watching the UFC on TV. They're playing the replays after the fight card. And if there's a video of him, he's like, that's me right there. Did you know that?
As he's in the
he's just such a funny ass dude, bro.
Yeah.
Just like sitting at the bar slots. So yeah, I like Punahele Soriano. I think the way that he moves in is very like unorthodox, keeps his hands kind of low, a la Chuck Liddell. When he throws looping shots and throws them from awkward angles. He'll throw from the side and then come up with an uppercut, or he'll throw something that looks like a straight and loop it around last second and just catch you in the side of the jaw. And it's not the strongest or best strikes that hurt you. It's the ones you don't see coming, and he throws a lot of those kinds of strikes, right? So I think he's live for a knockout in this one. But I got to pull up this comment from Lazy Bed, who, again, is firing on all fucking cylinders tonight. Lazy, if you lived closer, I feel like we'd be best friends, man. I love a themed anything. And a themed parlay? Oh, God, just sign me up and take my money. He says, by the way, there's an MMA power couple parlay on this card. Veronica, Yana, Patchy, Vanderford. Yeah, we're doing a 2-pick round robin parlay on that. We're putting a fifth of a unit on that. We're doing that. That's happening.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a fifth of a unit to win 2.93 units. Why the fuck not? It just makes sense. 3 out of 4 of them are favorites. So, let's play the game. You know what I'm saying?
Time to play the game.
It's time to play the game. That's it. All right. With that being said, we're all on Puna Haley Soriano, are we? So, sorry, Nikolai Varednikov. Back to James Bond is where you go. And we move into the welterweight division for a bout between Ramiz Brahimaj and Austin Vanderford, a.k.a. Mr. Paige Van Zant. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it sweet. I think this fight is going to be a pretty easy win for Austin Vanderford. I think he's a fairly underrated fighter. And fun fact, Nato, don't know if you know this, but his last win was over a guy whose name you might recognize, Nikolai Varetnikov. He knocked him out in 2 rounds.
There it is.
So I think he's probably going to go out there and get a finish. Right now, the odds for this one are sitting at plus 240 for Ramiz Brahimaj and minus 298 for Austin Vanderford, Mr. Paige Van Zant. If you think Mr. Van Zant gets it done inside the distance, though, you could definitely take that double chance of victory on DraftKings Sportsbooks, and that one is currently sitting at plus 200. So again, if you put 1 unit on that, you get 3 back. That's $50 into 150 for those of you that are bad at math. I will. I'm tempted. I'm going to bet on this. It's just a matter of, am I doing a fifth of a unit, a half a unit, or a unit on this inside the distance? Because like his opponent either like wins by submission or it's dice, right? But he's only ever been finished 1 time, and that was by TKO. And if you look at that, again, like, I mean, how long ago was that, right? It was some time ago, and it was to Max Payne Griffin. I don't know if you remember this, Nano, but he got his ear blown off, if I remember correctly. Like his ear ripped.
Shit. Oh, really?
Yeah. This is the guy, right? Hold on. Do your breakdown. I'm going to look it up. I'm like 98% sure.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Ear rips off in UFC debut loss. Yeah, his ear like got ripped in half.
Oh.
I'm trying to find a picture of it.
Oh, poor guy. Oh, that's.
I mean, it was from a punch. So
yeah,
like,
that's brutal. It
was from a punch. Here, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen real quick for you guys.
Austin Vanderford, man, he should get out there and get it done though.
So let me present. Let's share screen.
The gentleman.
Look at this guy's ear. You can see it hanging off, bro. Viewer discretion is advised. Do you see this?
Oh. Oh yeah.
It's not connected to his head, dog.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, stitch that puppy up. Yeah, what a tough son of a gun then. I definitely give him props. 10 out of 10 on the toughness barometer. He is going to be 3 years younger than his opponent. He's going to have that jiu-jitsu, but Austin does have a good, well-rounded game. He did earn my respect in that last win via TKO over Nikolai. And even before that, he knocked out a Victor Romero. What the? Not my Victor. Shout out, Toto.
Not my Victor.
But he's got a lot of knockouts. He's got that power under his belt. So I would like to see another exciting finish here. He is the Ben favorite. I'll stay away from him and just be a fan with my popcorn ready here. But Austin should get his hand raised here, probably by a TKO, if we're being honest.
If you're saying you'll stay away from it, then I'm gonna do a half unit on it inside the distance instead of a full unit.
There we go.
Rob Rex said, "Am I the only one one of the few who enjoyed Dan Hardy commentary? When did he do commentary? What event was that?"
I'm assuming he was just talking about way back when, before he got himself booted for getting into a third Dean, but I did like it when he did it back in the day.
Oh, sorry, Dan Hardy. I don't know why I was thinking Dan Hooker. I love Dan Hardy on commentary. I'm so sorry I had a major brain fart there. Yeah, Dan Hardy was the man. I really miss his days with the UFC. He used to do the show Inside the Octagon, and we'd watch that religiously. Like, you and me would watch that shit on BART when we were coming home from Yelp.
Literally, yep.
That shit was dope. We'd, like, share headphones. Yeah, dude. That
was a good breakdown. He's got a good brain.
Dude, he's so analytical,
and
bro.
who doesn't like a British accent? I mean, come on, y'all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when he's breaking down the fights. It's fantastic. Rob Rex also said earlier, sorry I skipped over this one, Bilal versus Ian coming up now. Who y'all got on that? I got Ian. I think he one day holds the belt and has a good chance against JDM. This might sound weird, but styles make fights, right? Like, we've heard it 1,000 times, now 1,001 possibly. I think stylistically, he does have a good chance against JDM, but I think he has worse chances against Bilal Muhammad, especially if Bilal comes in with a grapple-heavy game. Like, we've seen him get rocked, and we know Bilal has power. He did knock out Sean Brady, or TKO Sean Brady, I should say. If he goes out there and just uncorks on him and shoots takedowns constantly, he's going to wear the gas tank of Ian Gary out. And Ian Gary is a very pretty striker. I love watching the guy move, his footwork, his finesse, the way that he glides across the floor when he's striking. It is something to witness, right? Especially as a striking fan myself and someone who's trained many years. But I've also seen massive holes in his game. He does leave his hands down. He puts himself in unnecessary bad positions. And if he does that kind of thing against Bilal Muhammad, I don't think it's going to go well for him on that night. So I like Bilal in that fight. I don't know how you feel, Nano.
Man, oh Manowitz. I am going with Ian Machado Gary on my gut reaction. It's something about Bilal and obviously the loss against JDM. It's just something, I don't know, something looked off, man. And just the fact that he lost and he's no longer the champ, like it kind of loses that pedigree. And Ian is hungrier than ever. He is as well-rounded as he's ever been. He's fully immersed himself in the Chute box. I mean, I think he's pretty much Brazilian at this point. So Chama, I'm going with Ian Machado Gary. But I think he's too good, man. He's really put himself in a really good spot, man. He's been active as hell. I think all that really helps with the maturation process. And Bilal's not going to really present anything he hasn't already seen. And I think if it turns into a point match, I think he will probably outpoint Bilal as well. So I'm taking Machado, man. Man, I don't feel good about it, but I think I'm a fan now.
Oh, man. I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely not mad at it. I think it'll be a close fight. I don't think it'll be a landslide victory for either guy, if I'm being honest. But I think it'll be a fun one. By then, I'll be drinking again, so we'll bet a shot on it. With that being said, we move into the final fight of the night, folks. It is a women's flyweight bout between Miss Hardy herself, Veronica Hardy, coming in against Brogan Walker, dude. This is going to be a fun fight, especially if you're a Veronica Hardy fan. I think this fight should be hers to win, but Brogan Walker is durable. She has looked somewhat decent in her fights, but again, like she's had to fight kind of a who's who, in my opinion, especially in recent years, right? She had to fight Yasmin Lucindo. She also fought Juliana Miller right after she was coming off of her impressive tough season win. So, know a lot of people shit on Juliana Miller, but Killer Miller got it done that night. Ground and pound in round number 3. And then Yasmin Lucindo couldn't put her away, so ended up taking her to a unanimous decision. Again, fairly durable. Veronica Hardy, though, is just very technical in there. And I'd like to say that I think she goes out there and gets a submission. Probably a technical submission out there. But no. Am I on crazy street here? Are we on the same page?
You are not, my brother. I couldn't agree more with you. Veronica Hardy's going to come out here. Mrs. Hardy, as we were just talking about, Dan, the man, is going to be well coached. I always say that with her fights. She's going to be prepared. She's going to come in with a great game plan. Can't she go out there and execute? I think so. There's something about Brogan Walker, the name, and I think just kind of her style, being 36 years old, coming in here against the young 29, the youthful, and now coming into her own and really starting to hit her prime. Brogan just feels like that old traditional kind of, I don't want to say outdated. That's a little disrespectful. So I'll just say old school style fighter where we're in a new generation, y'all. And Ilia Topuria has brought it in like no other. But you're just seeing it more and more nowadays. Someone like Veronica, she's just so well-rounded. She's good with her leverage. Even though she's not the bigger, stronger opponent here, she is going to go out there and be more tactical and, again, use her body positioning and her preferred takedown and preferred kind of style and just own the octagon. I really expect Veronica to come out here and get it done. And Vegas would agree as well. She is the heavy favorite here. Staying away from a betting perspective because those odds are crazy, y'all. But I do think she's going to go out there and get it done. And shout out Lazy Bet as well, coming in hot, Brogan, coming off a two-year layoff, can get that out. Big knock against her. Yeah, the age, the layoff, and just the lack of wins of recent just make it all Veronica and her fight to lose. How do you feel about it, brother?
Yeah, man, it's the Veronica show all day. And yeah, she's like a minus 700 or some crazy number right now, bro. It's a wild line. Let's actually see what it's shifted to at this point. Yeah, she's minus 700 at the current moment. Brogan Walker's a plus 500. Nano came up with a fun idea off the air right before we started. You mentioned possibly adding cycle parlays to the mix for the fans, for the listeners, and for ourselves. So I'm curious, do you have a bit of a cycle parlay in mind for this card, or should we build one right now? Because I have one in mind myself, and then I'm happy to build one as well. Do like a half unit on both.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be down to build one. I mean, off first glance, I think the knockout I want to go for. Man.
I've got Puna Haley on mine.
You got Puna for the knockout?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got Puna by knockout. I got Patchy Mix by sub, and I've got Farid Basharat by decision.
There you go. Okay, I like that.
And the odd stack is plus 805.
I think I'm going to Ateba for KO. That feels like a gimme, man. I hate to say it, but I think Ateba can get the KO. I think Youssef will probably get the decision. I'll throw Youssef in there.
Okay.
Who's gonna get the submission? That's a tough one, man. That really is actually a tough one.
The sub, I literally was between Patchy Mix and Veronica Hardy, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot.
Because I could see Ronnie being live for a sub.
I like that. I kind of like that actually.
Sorry, who did? So you're saying winning method Veronica Hardy by submission. Who'd you say by knockout?
Ateba Gautier.
Yep. It's a fucking solid one right there. I think that's probably still minus odds. Let's see. Ateba. See that one on here. Oh, I don't see that. We don't have odds because it's a short notice. Yeah.
Okay, then
Youssef,
I like you saying you too. I like you saying you.
Just saying you is a good nod too. Let's see what those are. Ooh, plus 400. Oh my god, your odds stack is so much better.
I don't know if that's good though. I'm a long
My odds stack is plus 805. Yours is plus 5,525.
Oh, good goodness.
So, folks, if you put a half unit on that, you get 28.12 units back. That means if you put $25 on it, you get $1,426 or $1,406.25 back.
Sheesh.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just put a half unit on that. Why not?
Love that.
That's
love
fucking
that.
wild, bro. You imagine both of these hit? Were you playing with house money for the rest for the next 2 years?
We will. We'll be at the next card. Let's go.
Let's go. I love it, bro. A fight I love was Carlos Condit. In my opinion, one of the most underrated UFC fighters of all time versus Dan Hardy. Bro, 100% incredible fight. They mirror imaged each other for, what was it, the last 4 strikes that they threw? And then Carlos Condit, one of them fell and one of them stood. And I was like, oh my God, that was incredible. It was like a movie moment. You just saw Carlos Condit land just a little bit cleaner, a little bit harder, and like Grimy said, just a little bit faster and lights out. Yeah. They both step into a left hook, I believe, or maybe it was a right hook, but either way, like I said, one man fell sideways and the other man just staggered a little bit and was like, yeah, bitch, I got you. It's nasty, bro. Carlos Condit was the fucking man. That GSP legend. Fight is still the most hurt GSP's ever been in a fight. The unorthodox 1-2 head kick from the same side, we used to call it the mirror kick or the mirage kick at AKA. That shit's nasty, bro, when you set it up from the same side like that. And he did it so unorthodox, so weird. Dude was just nasty with it. He was a fantastic, fantastic fighter. So, folks, that's it. That's the show. That's the fight card. Those are the parlays. Those are the bets. After the show wraps up, refresh your stream. Do us a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that bell for notifications. You know the drill. And again, wait like 20 to 30 seconds after we wrap up officially. Refresh the stream. And if you could do us a huge favor, leave a comment below. Let us know. Are you betting on this card? What fight are you most excited about? And if you are betting on this card, who are you betting on? Tell us your bets. Tell us your parlays. We'd probably be happy to tell you. So yeah, let us know in the comments below. We really appreciate it. And if you do none of the things we've asked you to do thus far, that's totally fine too, as long as you do these next two things. We ask that you keep on going and that you keep on growing. And we really hope we see you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.